Hello everybody, this is a different type of video I'm making on this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and give my opinion on it, like review of it and what I think about it. So yeah, by the title it's probably going to be saying like I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and I didn't really like it. So yeah, judged by the title you're going to be like probably surprised, but maybe you might not be surprised because I will get into the points in a minute. But I'm just going to be saying, like, there's going to probably be some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, I would recommend go check it out. Even though there's some parts I didn't like, I would say it's still a good movie. So I would recommend you check it out. But if you don't care about spoilers and maybe you've seen the movie, then I would keep watching. Because, yeah, we're going to talk about the movie, talk about everything. Because, yeah, it's interesting because I play the Five Nights at Freddy's games on this channel. I'm currently on the 4th game and I've beaten the 5th night, so just have to do the challenges to complete the 4th game. So I know the story and all that. Well, there's no really story confirmed, but the theories and all that, we've all concluded that it's kind of like the story. So when I was going into the movie, that's the story from the games that, you know, we build up, probably like watching game theory and all that. That's what we thought was going into the movie. But I'll probably start, let's see, with good parts of the movie and then bad parts. Because the bad parts, like, I'll probably, not like rant or ramble, but maybe a bit of ramble because, like, get my points across. So I think it's best to start with the good parts. And I wrote some bullet points on my phone, because, you know, I'll need to know it. But yeah, I watched it yesterday on Monday the 30th of October. So just before Halloween. So I'm recording this on Halloween. So happy Halloween to everyone. Yeah, so I suppose we might as well get into the review of this movie. So, my first bullet point, going to talk about of the good part is like the cameos in the movie. What I mean by the cameos is like YouTubers in it and all that I recognized. So first up we have MatPat or Game Theory. If you know who he is, if you don't know who he is as well, he makes like theories on games and all that. Most popular would be like Five Nights at Freddy's. So it was pretty cool to see him in the movie. So it was. He was in the I think it was like cafe or something serving Mike's aunt, the lawyer, and the woman and lad who later on in the film like just get killed by the animatronics. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see him. The next person I thought was cool seeing was Corey Kenshin, which yeah, he hasn't uploaded in a few months. Man, he needs to upload again. Good videos, but he needs to post more often. But sure, we'll wait a few more months to see when he comes back. But it was cool to see him in the movie, being a taxi driver. It was cool, like he drove Abby and Golden Freddy to the pizzeria, so it was pretty cool. And at the end, with the end credit scene where like Balloon Boy, like jump scare kind of thing, like statue, it's pretty cool to see him again. And sorry if I cough, I'm still dying after the 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on. I'm just a dying man right now, but hopefully it's not too bad coughing. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The next part was on The Office. I think it was The Office when your people or two. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 lads that broke in, and the woman broke in and like they smashed up the place. And then for a second, you could see like all the employees on the wall, and they were all YouTubers. So like I recognized, you know, like Darko and I think it's like 8-Bit Ryan and Fusion Z Gamer was on it. So it was pretty cool to see them, FNAF YouTubers. So pretty cool to see. Now it would be nice to see Markiplier, but as he said in one of his live streams, like he couldn't be in it because he has his own movies recording, Iron Lung, which is coming to cinemas. So I'm not too sure if it's going to be in cinema in Ireland, but if it is, sure I'll go and check it out. But I suppose that's enough the cameos. I suppose, you know, the cameos were pretty good, like the YouTubers, and, you know, it was pretty cool seeing, like, people that I recognised. So my next point is the animatronics. So the animatronics looked really good, so they did. Like, they didn't look shit. They actually looked pretty decent, and I will give credit, like I think it's Jim Henson Company. I remember seeing, like, a Darko video. I think that they're the people that made the animatronics, and it was well done. It was really nice looking at the characters, like just like the in-game, really nice looking, and well done to them, because, you know, if they look shit, then damn, that would be bad. But they look pretty good, and that's the main part. It was good. And I suppose before I was watching the movie, I think if you have been on TikTok, you probably would have heard like the drama about the eyes, knowing that they were like orange and all that. And when I watched it, there was different stages. First one was their eyes were white. The second, it was orange, and the third, it was red. Now I believe when they're white, they're not under William Afton's control. That's why I believe they're normal and all that. I think, but they're still possessed, but I think they're not under his control. Orange eyes, I think they're under William Afton's control. Because in the movie when they have orange eyes, they go after like Mike and all that. So that's why I believe they're possessed. Well, they're under control of him. And red, it only happened kind of once, and it was the Springlock scene with William Afton. Their eyes went red, and they brought him back to, like, I'm going to say the back rooms, would lock him up, whatever. I think their eyes just went red, so they were probably angry or whatever. And that's it. That's what I think the eyes mean. There was a controversy where like, their eyes were orange, and everyone was like, what the fuck happened to their eyes? Looked like they were smoking weed or something. Which was pretty funny. But, like, because we were all thinking, why is the eyes orange? But we probably thought, like, you know, there was probably a reason, and I think it's probably because they're under William Afton's control. But my next point is that, let me see. Oh yeah, so when Mike was in the office, when he was looking at the cameras, he could click the buttons and he could go through the cameras. One of the cameras I liked was the stage camera for Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica. It kind of looked like the same as on the FNAF 1 game, where it like looked the same, the camera angle and all that. Near enough, but I liked that it was nearly similar to it. Pretty good. So my next point is Balloon Boy. So, how do we begin this? So, Balloon Boy, the animatronic, is not in the movie, luckily enough for this first one, but he's most likely going to be in the second one because I think it's been confirmed that a second movie is being made. So, Balloon Boy will be in it. But, like, there was a statue of Balloon Boy, like, kind of like a mini figure of him in the movie. It was kind of like an Easter egg. Like, when Mike opened, like, I think it was, like, the locker or something like that, he was there. At the end credit scene with Corey Kenshin, he was in the seat, he got in, the kind of jump scare, kind of. But, yeah, I'm not too sure why he was in the movie. I'm thinking it's because, like, fan service, just saying, like, oh, here's Balloon Boy. But, because, like, there's, like, they don't talk about Balloon Boy or ever, like, just Mike just turns him around, just, like, don't want to see Balloon Boy. But, yeah, Balloon Boy, my God. Me and him have beef, I'm telling you that now. If you see me playing Five Nights At Freddy's 2, me and Balloon Boy, I hate Balloon Boy. He's just so annoying. Like, he takes your fucking batteries and, like, he fucking kills you. Like, sometimes in an event he doesn't fuck off for so long. And it's so annoying, so Balloon Boy can go fuck off. But yeah, I think it's more likely fan service just showing, like, the minifigure of him in the movie. Probably like to tease as well that in the second movie he's going to be there. Because the second game is all the toy animatronics and all that. And so I'm guessing the second movie will add them into it. So, yeah, it'll be pretty cool to see their designs in the second movie whenever that comes out. Because I don't think it'll come out in 2024. More likely 2025 and maybe 2026 is my guess when the second movie will come out. Now, it could come out sooner than that or maybe later on. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I have two more points of, good points about how good the movie is. And then we're going to get on to the bad. What I think is bad anyway. So, my next part, or next point I should say, is the cupcake. So, as we know, Chica has a cupcake. And in FNAF 1, we could see in the office the cupcake is there. And sometimes people thought, like, the eyes were blinking. I don't think I've ever seen the eyes, like, blinking or whatever like that. But we always thought, like, the animatronic was... the cupcake was, like, his own animatronic. And, like, it can move wherever. So, in this movie, the cupcake can actually move around, which is pretty cool. Like, he got killed, so he did. He killed one of your lads that broke in. He went to the kitchen and he just bit his face off and killed him. Chica, on the camera, your man was looking at the camera and he seen Chica and Bonnie and they were at the vent looking at the camera. They're like, yo, what's up? And then they saw the vent, they were like looking down. And then they opened it and then just let the cupcake go through. And the cupcake was trying to get him, but he held on. And I think, who did he get killed by? I think he got killed by Foxy, if I remember. He ran out and Foxy chased him down and he got killed. But yeah, Cupcake was pretty cool. Like, he was moving on his own. And then later on in the movie, he was attacking Mike, like went onto his leg and started biting, like ripping his leg kind of thing. Which is pretty cool to see, like the cupcake was actually moving. It was kind of like its own, like, animatronic, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And I suppose my last point, my nose is just dying at the moment. The last good point is at the end of the movie. So when the movie ends and the credits roll, you know what happens? You know what song plays? The Living Tombstone, the FNAF 1 song plays. Now, if you haven't heard that song, it is a banger. So it is, that song, pretty good. I've listened to their FNAF 1 song, their second song, and their third song. I like their 3 songs. I haven't listened to like the 4th song or Sister Location as much, so I'm not too sure what they're like. But the first 3 songs, bangers, pretty good songs to listen to. So I would recommend you watch them. But it was cool to see their first song, like, on the credits. It was pretty cool to see, because like everyone was thinking like, oh, it'd be cool to see if their song was in it, and it is. So I mean, I think that's all the good points I have to talk about now. And so it's going to be probably more controversial, because, you know, if this video somehow blows up, it could like be disliked, and I wouldn't be surprised just because of the title. But if you if you listen to my points, you're probably thinking, oh, fair enough. Because I came into this movie more like, how do you say it? It's like you play the games, you know what happens, you know the story, and then you come into the movie and it's all kind of different, so your mind just is not really like in the movie kind of thing, if you get what I mean. Now, I know people are saying like you shouldn't really come into the movie like with that mindset, because it's going to be a bit changed, and it is, especially with the characters and everything. So I suppose I might as well pull up my first like point, what I think was bad. And yeah, we're going to start off with this, because when I first seen this, it actually annoyed me. So here we go. So in the movie, there's Mike Schmidt. That's the guy, the security guard at FNAF Pizzeria, Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, pizzeria, whatever the name is, I forgot it, Freddy Fazbear Pizza. So we know Mike Schmidt is, like, that guy's name is in FNAF 1. At the paycheck you see on the payslip, it just says Mike Schmidt, which I think we know for a fact that it was Michael Afton just using that name, because he went into every pizzeria and to get to his father. So we know that's his father. But in this movie, he's not related to William Afton. The characters, it's so fucking weird. So I think Abby in the movie, it was like, it's supposed to be Elizabeth, but her name was changed to Abby, which I don't know why. And we know she's supposed to be the daughter of William Afton in the games as well, but in this movie she's not, which it's annoying, because later on in my point I'm going to be talking about who is actually related to William Afton. Because we don't see the crying child, I think it's Evan, so we don't see him yet. But maybe in the second movie or third movie, who knows. But the scene I'm going to be talking about is when Abby gets brought into the pizzeria place with Mike, because obviously your one got killed by Freddy Fazbear. She got snapped in half, so Mike couldn't call her up saying, hey, can you babysit Abby? No, she was dead. So he brought her to the pizzeria, and like, as we know at the start of the movie, whoever, like, she kind of had like an imaginary friend, whoever. That's what we believed, but turns out her friends were actually the ghosts of the animatronics possessing them. So when she goes into the pizzeria, somehow she becomes friends with the animatronics, but we know because of the imaginary friend kind of thing, which is annoying, because it frustrates me, and it's going to be a ramble, but it was so annoying seeing that, like, when Mike heard the scream of Abby, he thought, like, oh, she's actually going to get killed or whatever. But when he goes over there, the 4 animatronics surround Abby, and then she's like, yo, Mike, I'm grand. They're actually just tickling me. And I was just like to myself, what the fuck is going on? Because, like people are going to be like, okay, well, it's not that bad, you know, they were friendly. Well, I don't know what people are thinking, because when I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Because we know the animatronics, they kill basically anyone, and like they don't be friendly to anyone. But I don't know in the games were they friendly to kids, but they were not really friendly to adults. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong about that. But when I saw it, I was just like, what the fuck, man? Why are they not killing? I was like, for the next few minutes, everyone was happy out. Fucking Mike, Abby, Vanessa, which is the police officer, which, if you know Security Breach, Vanessa from Security Breach is in this movie, which, let me get on to it in a minute. But, yeah, her and the animatronics, all happy out, everyone's happy out. And, you know, they don't get killed, they're all like, hippie, yahoo, and all that, you know, grand job. And then I think, let me get my second point up to just make sure, because, yeah, here we go, my next point that really annoyed me. So, they were all happy, and I don't know who suggested it, I think it was Vanessa, but I'm not too sure. They were like, oh, let's build a fort, like a fortress. So you see fucking Freddy Fazbear and Bonnie moving a fucking table. You see everyone like moving tables to build this fort. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because, like, as we know, if everyone is grown up playing these games, we all know that the animatronics, they are supposed to kill and all that. We don't see the fucking animatronics saying, here, let's fucking build a fortress. Let's grab some tables here, we'll put it down, we'll build a fortress and all that, and we're all happy out. It doesn't fucking happen in the games, but in the movie, it changes. I know the movie is a bit different to the games, and I understand, but it's just like, the fucking game is just, they're not happy, like, going like happy, oh, we're gonna be all happy out now. They just kill, and just seeing that is just annoying. Because they all lie down, right? Bonnie's the first one to fall back, and he lies on the ground. And then he gives a fucking thumbs up, like... what the fuck is going on? That you're just seeing Bonnie giving a thumbs up, and they're all happy out, lying down. They're like, ah, this is nice, under a fortress. It was so fucking weird. Because I think most people in the cinema that I was watching with probably thinking, what the fuck is going on? Now, some people that haven't seen the FNAF movie, like, or haven't played the games, I should say, don't know the story, probably are like, it's not too bad. But for some people that play the games since, like, the start, 2014, probably thinking, what the fuck is going on here? And, yeah, that just, like, kind of feel, like, it was about 15 minutes, 20 minutes of just seeing that, like, they're all happy and everything. It was just annoying, so it was, because they're all happy out. And then I suppose Mike and Vanessa went to the back, because I don't know what they were getting. But then Abby decides to go up to Bonnie's guitar, because I think he went back up stage, I'm not too sure. It was like a few minutes later into the movie. She hits the guitar, however, and gets like electrocuted. She gets sent flying back. And everyone's just like looking over. I think even animatronics even looking over. And yeah, so she turns up grand. Like, she wakes up and she's grand. And then when they're outside the pizzeria, Mike and Vanessa start talking. And Vanessa's mood just switches. Like, she goes mental. She goes, Mike, if you bring Abby back one more time or the next time, I will shoot you. Which is fucking mental. Because a few minutes ago, she's happy out. Oh, let's build a fortress and all that. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to shoot you for bringing her back. It's fucking mental to think, like, what's going on in the movie. And, you know, it's so weird. There's so much things happening. And I don't know. Let me say now, okay. Right. Here is the next thing I'm going to talk about, which... it's going to be a bit different, and I'm going off memory of like the games and everything like that. So if I'm wrong, let me know. Okay, the Springlock like suit scene. So near the end of the movie, we see William Afton in the Spring Bonnie suit fighting Mike Schmidt, you know, Vanessa and all that. So how do we get this? So, William Afton has all the animatronics under his control. They're all orange eyes on them. They're under his control. So, I don't know how he has them under his control, but he does. So, Abby can draw pictures, and like she was pretty good at making like the characters, the scenes, and all that. She's able to draw them somehow from memory, or I'm not too sure. But Mike was like to Abby, "Yo, go draw a picture of what happened," like showing that William Afton's like killed the children. So like they looked at the picture and they'll go after William Afton. So she draws the picture of William Afton in Spring Bonnie suit with the knife, like killing them. And so they when they see the picture, they switch up, and I think their eyes go red, so they go after William Afton, which is like, what the fuck is going on? Because of a picture, they change, and they go after him. I think Foxy like swiped at like William Afton. I'm trying to remember. I'm not too sure now. It's been like over 12 hours now, I say, or more, like, because they're nearly 24 hours, so I'm not too sure. But I think it was Foxy that swiped at him, and I can't remember what happened. I don't know if someone stabbed him, like an animatronic stabbed him or what, but the spring locks went off, and like they went into him, like basically like killing him off. And you know, he was just basically suffering on the ground, and everyone was just watching. Now, if I remember correctly, because I played Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and I've beaten, like, you know, I got all the endings, the good and the bad ending. Well, when we got the good ending, you know, we see William Afton, he's in the back, and there's 5 ghosts, that, like, 4 of them are standing at the door, and you, the main character, you were playing the game, you were one of the ghosts, and you chase William Afton around. But then he goes into the suit because he's like, I guess, scared, or he's trying to maybe not let the ghost not see him in the suit or whatever. But then he gets killed. But it's much different in the movie to the game, and I don't know why. Because like they added the Springlock suit from FNAF 3 in this movie, and they added Vanessa from Security Breach in this movie as well, which it's so weird and it's so annoying because why would you add this? Because I think they said it was confirmed that there's going to be like 3 movies. Why is the Springlock suit in the first movie? It should not be in the first movie. It should be at least in the 3rd movie. Because if we're going off guess here, right, and you know, the movie's how it's gonna go. FNAF 1, you know, he's looking at the cameras, and there's the 4 characters and all that. It's all grand. That's the first game. The second game is gonna be the toys and all that. And I think the second game, if I remember correctly, I think the second game takes place before the first game. But yeah, the second movie is going to be the second, you know, like place, and the 3rd movie is, you know, the what you call it, the place, the amusement kind of like attraction place. And because I'm not too sure, because like in the 3rd game we see him get killed, but he probably gets killed probably maybe in the 2nd game or in the 1st game. I'm not too sure. Like, if we were going off like movies, I'm not too sure. But it's just weird seeing like how he's killed off and, you know, where he's placed. Because at the end of the movie, he gets dragged off by the animatronics. They bring him to like the back room, wherever, and we can see Golden Freddy, like the kid that possesses Golden Freddy, is just looking at William dying in the suit. He's somehow not dead yet. Probably been like a few hours and he's still not dead. Like, the Springlocks have been stabbed into him, and yeah, he's not dead yet, which I don't know how. But then he just closes the door, and like, I'm guessing he probably dies off. But it's so weird because like in the games, William Afton, I think he's behind a wall or something like that for 30 years or something like that, I think. And he was discovered in FNAF 3, so I think that was like 30 years later. He's like barricaded up and, you know, can't see him. But the way the FNAF movie played out, they just put him in a room and there's a door that closes. So it's just like, bro could just, like, he possessed it. He could just fucking open the door and just leave. Like, he's not even barricaded. Because if bro possesses it, bro doesn't have to wait fucking 30 years. He could just open the door and just get out. It's just sometimes the games are a bit different to the movie, and like some things are just annoying because like, because it's not really storytelling in this movie. It's not really storytelling. Like, it doesn't really tell the story of the game. It's just a bit of story, but it's not that much. It's just, it wasn't that great. And I suppose I might as well move on to my next point because, you know, we might as well get on because of like, about 5 more points left. I might as well get onto them. So, let me see. Talked about that point. Just talking about the animatronics were under William Afton's control. Let's see, the characters are different. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about this now. The characters who we see in the story. So, let's get on to it. So, Mike Schmidt. As I said earlier on, Mike Schmidt in the game is, I think, Michael Afton, and he's William Afton's son. But in this movie, he's not his son. He's a different person, like, different family, everything like that. He's a sister called Abby, which is supposed to be Elizabeth, but her name's Abby. She's supposed to be the daughter of William Afton, but she's not, so we don't know why. And then there's supposed to be the crying child, which is Evan, I guess, Afton, just like Elizabeth Afton and Michael Afton. But we don't see him in the movie. Now, we do see, like when Mike goes to sleep, he has sleeping pills. He sees, like, he's traumatized because his brother Garrett got kidnapped. And we assume he's dead because, well, William Afton said, oh, I killed your brother and I'm going to kill you now. So he probably could have killed him off. We don't know. We might see him in the second movie. We don't know. Because I could assume that. Because, before I get confused, because we might as well move on to Vanessa. Because then she has a point about Garrett being kidnapped, I think. Vanessa, as we know from Security Breach, is in this movie. And I don't know how she's going to play out if they're going to get up to Security Breach, like, say, like a few years, probably 10 years later, when they get up to Security Breach. But Vanessa in this movie, she is William Afton's daughter, which is so fucking confusing because she is not the daughter of William Afton in the games, but she's in the movie, which, this is going to be annoying because I think we know in Help Wanted, we know, like, Vanessa gets possessed and she becomes the rabbit. I think it's Vanessa. I don't know the rabbit's name, but she gets possessed by William Afton, and I see her in Security Breach roaming around as a security guard, and then she gets on the mask and possessed. But I don't know if she's the daughter. Is she going to get hired to be the security? I don't know. Because, oh my lord. Like, and then she talked about, I think, Garrett, like, getting kidnapped. I don't know if she knew about him being there. Like, I don't know if she knows he's dead or what. Because she was just saying to Mike that I'm sorry and all, I didn't know. So I don't know. The characters, it's just all confusing. It really annoys me that it just couldn't be as simple as the story maker from the games. They couldn't just, like, okay, this one is the daughter of William Afton. This is the son. Like, they brought in a new character, like an aunt of Mike. Don't know who her name is. Don't think the name was even mentioned. But there's an aunt, and I don't think there was ever an aunt mentioned in the games. Now, I know there was like the FNAF books, and I have not read the FNAF books, so I have no clue what happens in the FNAF books. I think they're canon to the games, but I'm not too sure. So, if anything happens, like there's an aunt or anything like that, and like they're in the game, and I don't know about it, I apologise, but I just don't know. I'm going strictly off the games that I've seen and I've played. So, yeah, there was an aunt that was introduced. She wanted custody of Abby, but yeah, she was a cunt, wasn't she, in the movie? She's just a prick, wasn't she? Literally, she was with the lawyer, and she was like to your man and your one to break in. She was like, oh, you just break up the place, you know, try and get him fired. And your man was like to him, what happens if we try and kill him? Would that be alright? And she's like, no point really killing him, no. She was thinking, you probably could kill him. Fucking bitch. Gonna kill off him. Her own fucking, I think it was like nephew. It's like, what the fuck? The characters in this movie, it's just annoying. But, yeah. Here's a little simple, like, detail that doesn't really matter, but to me it would have been nice. So we know in FNAF 1, every night, we get a phone call. We don't get we don't get hear a phone guy in this movie, which would have been nice. Because imagine you hear, hi, what is it? Hello? This is your first night here. It would be nice to hear a phone guy. And then the famous line that everyone uses, the animatronics here seem to get a bit quirky at night. That would have been funny to hear, because that is basically a meme of itself. But it would have been nice to see a phone guy in it, but sure, there was no point probably putting him in it, since Mike would be fucking falling asleep at the job. and there was no point. But it would have been nice to hear a phone guy. That's what I wanted. Like, it's just a small detail, but I would have liked to hear a phone guy being in it, because, they basically give you instructions how, it works. But I suppose William Afton at the start, he told Mike on the phone how the place works. So I guess there was no need, but it would have been nice. Okay, let me see now. Okay, here we go. The animatronics. So, Mike Schmidt. The first 2 nights he was in at the job, he fell asleep, no bother. I think the animatronics were probably roaming around, but they didn't kill him. So man was sleeping, passing out, having the good dreams, best dreams of his life. The animatronics didn't kill him. It was either the 3rd or 4th night, I think, because of the dreams with Garrett. Like, they were in his dreams. They got more angry because Abby wasn't coming back to the pizzeria, because Abby got, like, I think the aunt was minding Abby or something like that, but the kids possessing the robots were getting pissed off because Abby wasn't there. Because I think in the movie they're implying that, like, Abby was going to be turned into one of them, and that's what they're doing on later on in the movie. So that's why I think, like, when Mike woke up, I think it was the 3rd or 4th night, he was in the chair with the Freddy mask with the blades. So we see at the start another security guard, I think he got killed off by the mask, and we see Mike escape from it. He woke up in the chair. But yeah, it was weird, so it was. But yeah, he escaped, and they were just trying to kill him. But we know, I think it was probably the 5th night, wherever, like, the Abby got brought by Gold and Freddy into the pizzeria when because Mike got cut up, so Vanessa was taking care of him. I think it was the police station, like, bandaged him up and all that. And yeah, Abby got brought back to pizzeria. She got led backstage by Chica, and yeah, it was something, so it was. And she got brought back into, like, to a back room kind of thing, and basically, I think the animatronic on the ground looked like, kind of like Circus Baby. And if we know by the games, I think it's Elizabeth Afton, the daughter of William Afton, she gets killed by Circus Baby, probably because I think it was like an ice cream, but then she grabs her and kills her, and she possesses Circus Baby. So I'm guessing Abby was nearly going to be getting possessed by Circus Baby, because Chica nearly killed her, trying to stuff her into the suit, like, kind of push her, like, get spring locked, but Mike Schmidt saved her, and grand. But I don't know, it's off, I tell you that now. But yeah, that's the animatronics I'm going to talk about. Aggressive with the Nights. And I suppose, let me see now, the last bad thing I'm going to talk about is there was barely any jump scares. So, what is Five Nights at Freddy's known for? Let me just give you 5 seconds. So, your answer should be correct. Five Nights at Freddy's been known for jump scares. Was there any really jump scares? Not really, no. A game that is based around jump scares, there is fuck all jump scares in the movie. Now, I know it would be hard enough to put jump scares in the movie because, like, as we know, when we're playing the game, we're in the office, you look left and right. If you fuck up to get in the office and the jump scare in front of your face, scaring the shit out of you, it'd be hard to, like, put it into a movie. But still, like, it's just like there's no jump scares, and I don't know, it's just a game based around jump scares and there's no jump scares is kind of odd. And I suppose I didn't write it on the point there, but I suppose the base game about, you sit in the office from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m, I think it was kind of there, but it was a bit different. Now, I think we were told at the start of the movie that the electricity is fucking weird, and I think you have to be careful, however. And now, when I was implying that would be, like, the game. The game, it has, like, 100%, like, battery, and it goes down when you use the lights and the doors. But the mechanics are much different. There's no real mechanics. It's just different. Because I remember, I think it was, I told one of the people that made, like, look over, like, the movie, how to make it, was told, like, to play the game. But it's just, like, you were told to play the game, but yet the gameplay is just, like, not there. Like, there was no doors. Mike didn't have to press the door for the doors to be shut down. Like, there was no lights to check the animatronics. He didn't have to do that. He just fell asleep. So it's much different from the first game. And yeah, I don't know, but yeah, what do I think about it overall? It's an alright movie, but there was just some things I just didn't like about it and annoyed me. So that's all I gotta say, and that's my review of it. I just talked about it, what I think about it. Look, at the end of the day, this is my opinion, what I think about it. I went into the movie probably with the game's like story in mind. That's what I was thinking of, and it's much different with the movie to the games, and I know that. But it just would have been nice if, like, there was not that much story from the games put into this first movie, and I know the first movie probably doesn't have to have much story, but there was just fuck all to tell. And why is the characters changed from the game's story in the movie? I don't know. Why is animatronics building fortresses and giving thumbs up? Why the fuck is everything going on? I don't know, but yeah. If you have an opinion, if you've seen the movie and you would like to comment what you think, just drop a comment if you want. I don't mind. At the end of the day, we all have different opinions, and look, we can all agree to disagree what we think about the movie and what we think should happen, and if we think what happened in the movie is the right thing or the wrong thing to do. And look, at the end of the day, I would say to you to watch it. If you haven't played the games and you don't know about the story, go watch the movie, because, you know, there's no point trying to get into the story of the games. Like, that's if you want to. You can if you want. Like, if the movie is interesting to you, look up the games. You don't have to play them, but look up the story, because there's YouTubers that play these games, talk about the story. Look at Game Theory. He talks about the theories of the stories and all that. So go and watch them. But I think this is a long enough video, and I'm not too sure. This could be about 20 minutes of me just talking and, like, reviewing and giving my opinion. And I hope you enjoyed it. You know, this is my first, like, time reviewing, but I think it's important for me to talk about it, especially since I play the games on the channel, so it makes sense for me to talk about the movie since I play the games. And yeah, I suppose I might as well end the video now, and yeah, should drop a comment if whatever you think about it. If you want, if this video someone blows up and people like have different opinions, it'd be nice to see, because at the end of the day, if I'm wrong about some things, correct me. If I'm wrong with story and all that, I don't know, correct me. Look, at the end of the day, I can always improve, learn, like, the story and all that. And if you know more than me, let me know. If you think what was right in the movie was right, drop it down. If you think it was wrong, let it down in the comments and talk about it. And yeah, I suppose that's it. Hope you have a nice day. And yeah, happy Halloween. And yeah, have a nice day. Peace.